What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Shelby. How you doing? First of all, we have movies. This is my first video with the girls. Say hey. And I got my groovy glasses on. If you're from TikTok, you know exactly what kind of video this is gonna be. Episode 3 of Build a Baddie. Today's episode is going to be all about finding your friends, friendships, girl drama, boy drama, relationships, breakups, things of the sort. I did a mini Q&A for you guys on my Instagram as well to get some ideas of stuff you'd like to hear regarding the subject. And you guys got some juicy tea to share with me. I'm excited to share mine with you. Before I get too far in the video, I want to take a moment of gratitude for you guys. I just started this YouTube and I started my new venture trying to entrepreneur and just do this goddamn life creator thing, okay? And I'm so happy that you guys are giving such good feedback from me. You guys are loving my Build a Baddies. And what I've been wanting to do with the Build a Baddies is just share my experience, strengths, and hopes to help you deal with whatever you're dealing with and apply it to your life. And I'm doing that and I'm so glad and thankful for you guys to be here. Again, I literally couldn't do it without you. I have waited my whole life. I've been through so much shit in my life and I knew one day there was gonna be a purpose for that. And I'm just living it. I'm living the dream, baby. Thank you guys so much. I love all of you, each and every single one of you so much. If you ever comment or tag me in anything on Instagram, let me know. I always engage with you guys and I love doing that as well. But we have a whole video to get into and I got some tea to spill. So without further ado, don't forget to subscribe, like, check out my links and my socials in my description. Let's get in the video. Let's talk some shit. Normal Build a Baddie spot is under construction because I am making that room my Build a Baddie room or just my content room in general, and I'm getting a bunch of lights input and stuff of the sort, so it's being rearranged. So we're sitting here for today. I'm also so excited to show you guys that room. I'm gonna have a big LED light that says either City Girls Up, I don't know, something behind me that's gonna be pink and flashy. I'm so pumped. You can hear from the jump of me revamping my YouTube. If you haven't, go check out me revamping my YouTube video on my very first video being back. But I also wanted to kind of chat with you and say that I wanna be 1000% myself. I'm gonna make these like, those had to come off, but again, yeah, I don't want to hide anything from you guys. I want to show you guys real raw me. I actually want to do a video, not on like substances, but things that have helped me with my mental that are not prescription drugs, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I do plan on making a video about that. So if you guys are from my Instagram, you know I talk about that quite often. So stay tuned, that one's gonna be fun. Yeah, yep, immediately cooler and smarter. Yep. All right. Bottoms up. Wanted to show you guys what's going on next to me and behind me, or underneath me, I should say. I know. Let's get straight into the episode, shall we? I'm structuring my Build a Baddie episodes kind of like sharing my past experiences, relationships, breakups, just my own personal things that have happened to me, and then going into, you know, how I think, you know, X, Y, and Z, and just giving points about stuff like that and giving suggestions. So first I'm gonna start about like I've had so many girlfriends, girl drama. I've always had a problem with girls. I feel like in high school it was like the Mean Girl movie. Like it was so like I just couldn't relate to the girls that I went to high school with. I was in an area that was kind of prissy in a sense. I don't want to make that sound judgy or mean, but that definitely just 1000% straight up sounds judgy and mean. You know, higher class and whatnot. The kids, like my school district was in a position to where literally half of it was like that, other half was poor, ghetto, broke. I was that half. I just couldn't relate to those girls. So I feel like I just grew up like girls hating me, and I was also I've always been super rebellious, super out there and loud and say what I want and fuck you. I'm not like that anymore. I can be, don't get on my bad side. But it was, you know, like that kind of like jumpy, you know, when I was a teenager, I was very mean, like I was very angry. I was so angry. And to be honest, you know, that's what it was. I was like that in high school and even middle school too. And I feel like girls just hated how front I was. A lot of people just don't like how front I was. Guys don't like how front I am because, it looks like they're not as alpha, right? Because I like to be that dominant figure, right? That force. Anyway, I've always struggled with girls. So I remember I always had like a group of friends that I was associated with since I was friends with my best friend. She might even watch this freaking video. If she does, I will die. Hey girl, how you doing? We're cool. I worked with her after actually like years later, way long ago, but we were friends since 5th grade. And I left, so, you know, my horror story that I have, this event in my life, I went into a treatment center for about 3-4 4 months in high school, and I was gone like 3-4 months, right? So I was literally gone like the entire rest of the year. So from there, I just didn't go back to the school that I went to. I instead went to an alternative program where I then graduated high school a year early. But I remember coming home, like obviously you don't have your phone. I remember coming home and I didn't have like text messages from my friend Kate. I didn't have text messages from my friend, like or any of them in my friend group. Like they weren't like you just don't know where I just go missing. And you're not curious, even more so. Like, I miss you. Like, I remember I've had friends go to treatment centers like that before in the past too. And I remember just texting them, you know, all these uplifting things. Cause I knew they did too when they get back. And I knew that they would think that I was thinking about them. But, you know, sometimes, we'll talk about later in this video, it's just not your people. You know, obviously I was young. At that time, it was like, I was 15, so we were young. You know, we just didn't know how to have relationships or friendships at the time either. And that's how I kind of look at it to kind of help my peace of mind, you know? But I think at that point in time is when things really shifted for me. I was like, okay, every single body. I was so mad. Like, I was just like, wow, like that's some fuck shit. And when I love people, all my friends, any boyfriend I've ever had, anybody who's ever been in my life like that, close like that, even as a friend, like I said, like my friends now, I think we are so tight. So loyal for them, 10 toes down, like so down for them. And I just think it was almost like a concept because that was like I was fucking young, 15. That was like the first time, you know, something like that has been done wrong for me, you know, and I was young. So it's like, I don't know how to react. It was crazy. I remember feeling so bad when that happened. And that's when things turned for me. I always, since then on, I was kind of like a lone wolf. We like to say lone wolf mentality. I don't need nobody. I got this by myself. You learn very quick when you grow up, if you're watching this fairly young, that is not true. Everybody needs people, and, you know, again, get that to later in the video. But I remember it just feeling so shitty. So I didn't really have since then, if I'm being 100%, which I am, always been 100%. I haven't had like tight friends since then. So we're talking 15, 16, going into the years. Until my friends now. Chapel, if you hear Chapel, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have tight friends since then. Wow, like I remember, obviously I had closer friends. I met some friends along the way. One friend, LG, shout out LG if you're watching this. But I did have one friend that stuck with me that I met at work. Every other person I've ever encountered, I've been friends with, boyfriends with since then, are not in my life again. So first of all, you guys, I want to remind you, if you're watching this fairly young, like I'm talking to you, sorry, Chapel keeps trying to get my computer. I want to remind you that it's okay. Like, drama's gonna happen, like this shit's gonna happen, everything I'm gonna talk about in this video is gonna suck. Like, it's not gonna be fun, and you're gonna hate it, and you're gonna feel like your world is crashing on you, and you have no friends, and you are so sad and anxious to meet people. But I promise you, it gets better. Like, the people in high school, sure, I mean, you might still be friends, you know, now, and that's awesome if you are. But come on, you know, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna find those people. You're gonna find those people. There's some group and people for everybody. You know, you just gotta seek it out. But yeah, so again, big turning point for me. I didn't have any close friends since my friends now, which is, you know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know who they are. Shout out everybody who you know who you are. I fucking love you guys so fucking much. You guys are gonna make me emotional so much in this video because I'm gonna talk about it and I'm gonna fucking cry because I love the shit out of my friends now. Like, real, like these are for lifers, real ones, like OGs. I'm in my 20s, I'm in my mid 20s, and it's like I'm just now meeting them, and every single one of them I met early as fuck, or I met just like out of the blue. Every single one of them. So just want to remind you guys, when you feel anxious and afraid of it being alone and, you know, all this stuff, you don't have many friends, it's gonna be okay. So anyway, yeah, so I kind of grew up with that mentality. If I want to talk about boyfriends instead of just friends for a second, because I'm gonna go back and forth. I've had, let's see, my last one, 3 major relationships. I want to say, like, that each one of them were a year plus, that were, you know, very close, like, you know, tight. Every single one of them, every relationship I've ever been in, I've been cheated on, which is why I guess I kind of built up a lot of jade for things now. If I'm being 100%, again, I'll always be 100%. I've never cheated on anybody. I've never done anybody wrong in that way. I could never not be loyal. If people do, you know, obviously there's forgiveness and stuff, and you know, I get that part. I'm just not that girl. It's not happening. But that's where a lot of, you know, my resentment towards relationships and kind of like problems come from. I don't want to say, but a lot of people like are like, tell me about like your past relationship stories. I don't know, like honestly, there's not like a whole lot to talk about besides they've all been because he cheated on me. And one of them, I was in an abusive relationship, put his hands on me, emotionally abused as well. Every relationship that I was in and cheated on in, which was all of them, I dealt with emotional abuse as well that came after that, the lying and deceiving and stuff. And you know, how I kind of look at it now, it's taken me a lot of strength to get where I am now with this part. I kind of accept that people are all, you know, we are young. Even now I'm young. Like, it just sucks. Like, I'm not justifying them doing it, but I have to forgive what has happened on their end and on my end, and be able to 1000%, 100% move forward. You guys too, with anything that is causing this resentment. But I kind of look at it as, you know, he's just trying, you know, unfortunately, they just made him a fucking mistake. That sucks. That was bad. That was not good of them to make that mistake. It was not okay. But I gotta do what I need to do. I gotta keep going. You gotta keep going, you know? It sucks. Like, stuff sucks. Even losing friendship breakups, they suck. Like, but you guys gotta keep it pushing. I know you guys are watching this. Oh my gosh, like, I wish I could look all of you guys in the face as like little me, like, or like teenage me when I was dealing with the boys, especially. Of course, I have daddy issues. Like, my dad was never in my life. And you know, again, it just builds up that skin. But, in terms of, again, just building up all these resentment towards people, friends in general, like people in general were like the worst thing to me. When I was that young, freaking 16, 17, 18, even, you know, when I got older, like, you know, like even in my most previous relationship, if you guys know me on social media, you've seen, you know that, but it's all been, you know, pretty hefty and stuff like that. I feel like it's because when I do love and I am connected with somebody, you know, I give them all. And what the biggest thing I want to kind of give a piece of advice, one of the biggest piece of advice is I have for anybody dating or just like in general, don't give somebody more than you're giving yourself. You got to make sure you're good. And you can't let that person, if they're not, bring you down with them too. You know, you can't, because who's gonna bring you guys out of the hole, right? I can bring you the ladder to get out of the hole and support you and love you and care for you, but you can't jump out. So piece of advice number one throughout this video, that's what it is. But yeah, so those are my previous past experiences. Like I said, guys, there's like no huge, like, you know, what happened with your past relationships. I could tell you horror stories, and I'll throw in some story times here about crazy shit. I have gotten it all. Fucking guys tracking me, following me, ex-boyfriends. I've gotten telling me what to wear, telling me what I can't do. Like you know, just being that young of a girl and just, again, having daddy issues. Honestly, that's how it goes. Like, that's how it went for me. Fucking shit. All right, guys, own it up. You know, your past, you're not responsible for what's happening. You were responsible for you changing it now. And I'm fucking, you know, now I'm good. Now I'm good after all that, but that's all right. That's what I got. That's okay. And I fucking worked with it. All right, so leading into, you know, that's kind of honestly my history, the mindset I've developed around people and friendships in general. Nowadays, I really cherish my friends. Again, I've always been like that, just because, you know, my home life is the way it is. If you guys haven't seen my videos yet, I talk a lot about my home life. You know, me and my family were that close at home, and then I grew up without a father. So it's kind of like I almost never had anybody. So it was the people that I really have in my life are really, really close to me, and really, you know, I hold close to my heart, because I didn't have a lot of them. So the ones that were there and that are there now, I love them to death, because those are my people. Those are my gang. But getting into making friends. So I wanted to kind of chat with this, because this is kind of like a huge topic on the video, just because I feel like nowadays people are like, the number one question I have is where did you guys meet? You guys are so tight. Like, my friends hang out all the time. I'm closer with my friends than I am with my family, 1,000%, way closer. half the reason has to do with because I don't live where any of my family lives, and half the reason just because, you know, me and my family, you know, we're tight, and we kind of built that back up, but beyond blessed for the people that I have in my life now, including you, Jumbo. And I also believe, just because, like, I'm very developed and mature in the area now, obviously, because I'm talking about it on YouTube. I'm a very easy person to kind of accept the circumstances, accept, you know, where people are at, and that, like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna cut you off. Yeah, if you walk out of my life, I'm not gonna beg somebody to be there. You know, it sucks for me. I love them, you know, and that sucks. I'm sure you guys can relate. Like, that's not a good feeling when this stuff happens, when there's even drama. Like, say, you know, you and your friend have a drama, and it's hurting you a little bit. It hurts. Like, that stuff hurts. Another tip of the video, or I guess another point that I do want to make is, I had to get really right with myself before being able to show up for these people, boyfriend, girlfriend, relationships, friendships, family, in any way, shape, or form. In general, you can't give anybody anything if you have nothing, right? If you're not right with yourself. So the more that I kind of got into spirituality, and the more that I kind of developed, and my character developed over the years, even with these other people in my life, because everybody serves a purpose in your life. Whether it's to teach you some sort of lessons, it sucks to kind of realize this, because then you're like, wow, this is all a game, because it really, truly kind of is. I kind of accept that, you know, it's everybody, they were there for a reason. It sucks what they did to me. I'm not going to be a victim of my circumstances, though. You know, I can't change what happened, but I can change what, you know, how I feel going forward, how I react and all these things. And that's why I will continue to do so. You know, it's kind of crazy, because every single time I've gotten done wrong by somebody or something, or breakup of some sort, I've leveled up. Like, I have character developed. Character is almost maximized. Honestly, not yet, but you know what I mean. I'm kidding. I'm getting a little cocky over here. You guys know what I mean? Like, and I also know the value of myself. I know how I should be treated. Like, there's no way, especially after all of the shit that I've been through. I actually posted this on a story the other day, but like, a lot of people ask me if I'm single, and the question is like, most of the time, not for you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty picky nowadays because, you know, what's happened, you know, in time of events and my experiences. Just speaking of experiences and opinion, you know, I think I deserve to be picky, because I know where I'm at, and I'm very mature when it comes to relationships. I'm very communicative. I always say what's on my mind. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very open and communicative and good at relationships. And on my end, I know I'm good with myself, and that's pretty much all that matters. Even when people do me wrong, like, I'm like, okay, this sucks, and like, we're arguing, and I know what's going on, but I ask myself, okay, am I in check? Did I do, you know, what have I done? You know, okay, if I'm in check, I'm good. Like, it is okay. You can't change that person, unfortunately. You can't change what they're saying to you, what they did to you, if they're with somebody else, if they're cheating on you, if they're lying to you, if they're just being like weird as a friend, maybe, I don't know, they're just being distant or something. Unfortunately, you can't make them stay there. And I'm not gonna beg you, especially after, you know, you've done something like that. You know, you just can't expect to have bad actions and then not have bad consequences. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's just where I am. The question remains, you know, are you single? And it's like, I'm not looking for a fuddy-duddy relationship at this point. Like, honestly, you know, hopefully the next person is going to be my husband. And it's like, you know, I'm not so quick to say, you know, so I'm going to marry somebody. You know, obviously I'm going to date them for a few years and years and years, and, you know, see where it goes from there. I don't want to be married anytime soon, but the next person I do in my life romantically will be the person you know, I want to, at least. And I want to really get to know that person and connect with that person on that level. That's what I'm looking for. You know, the cute little relationships or like hookups and stuff. That's awesome. It's just not honestly, truly not my thing. I honestly also feel like a lot of people think that because I go out a lot, like I'm just hoeing and dancing on a lot of guys. Me and Carly grind on each other and flirt with each other when we're drunk more than I have talked to any guy at freaking Washington or a club, okay? Know that, please. I know you guys know I go out a lot, but it turns up little wifey, not thoughty, okay? Promise you that. Yeah, that's just what it is for me. You know, that's just how I see it. And then, you know, when I meet people that aren't there, right? Let's say, you know, I'm interested in a guy and he's just, I know he might be playing me, or he might just, it's not even like from the jump playing me yet, because it's like, I don't owe him nothing. He doesn't owe me nothing. If we're not dating, like, that's how you guys should see it, honestly, truly. Like, if that is not your man's for real, like, it's, you know, I don't want, like, unfortunately, sometimes we can't be upset with it when they're with other people and stuff, or even just, you know, friends. If we can compare it in some way, but you know, I kind of have to accept, you know, I can't, you know, sit here and beg for them to be wanting me. I know the level that I'm at in that realm. So I have to, like, there has to be somebody on that level. And I know it's not gonna be somebody I meet at the club or somebody that I just hooked up with, right? So that's why, you know, now I'm just, you know, taking the time to get to know people and, you know, kind of see my eye candy out, and go from there. I would be open to a relationship, but I'm also not, you know, quick to get into one. I love and I love, you know, Baddie and Clyde type shit. And I will wait for that person that is down for me like that. And I know that I know with my heart, my soul that person is going to be, you know, looking for the same thing for me. They're looking for me too. So, I'm just going to see it like that. I'm a romance. Okay. But I know that qualities of the person. I know that qualities of the person. I know, you know, where I know. So it's like at this point, like I have to seek that you're on my level, right? I'm going to see, you know, where you're at, how your vibe, you know, what you're on, and then kind of go from there. Most of the time it's really, you know, hard to find that. Obviously I haven't found it yet. But, yeah, that's just, you know, what it is. That's what I want. I know what I want. And somebody doesn't want that, I have to accept, okay, this person doesn't want me like that. That's okay. You know, somebody gonna like it. But I can't sit here and be upset and all this stuff, you know. You don't like, you know, think about it vice versa. What, like a guy coming onto you and you don't like them. Or a girl coming onto you and you don't like her. It's the same thing, unfortunately. Whatever, it sucks. But, you know, stink gonna be there. Stink gonna show up. So, yeah. That's with me in relationships. Pretty much, like, that's just kind of straightforward now. Like, at this point, I'm like, you guys have really ruined it. You guys have really, like, you guys are making it slim pickings for a good girl out here. Like, you guys really fucked that up. But wanted to jump into making friends because I wanted to chat a little bit about some different segments in there and, you know, how it can be hard. And I feel like a lot of people get anxious around it. And I wanted to kind of share that up and how I made my friends and kind of show you guys that in that realm. So one thing I want to start with is finding, you know, people that, I don't want to say scare you, but have core values that are the same, right? You know, some people that you look up to almost. Like, I look up to all my friends. I think all my friends are so dope. I'm like, wow, like what they do in their life with their career, with their hair, you know, with their different stuff. I'm like, wow, this person is so cool. Like, I look up to them. So find some people that, you know, you really like share the same hobbies with, obviously, and core values in terms of, you know, being hard workers. You guys want to be able to push each other. Relationships too. Like, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with a non-judgment with somebody who's not looking to better themselves. Bum ass. But not, you know, or level up or like get on that level with me. Like I said, I'm at a higher frequency and wave at that point, you know, and just cut to the chase, you know, what are you looking for? How's it going? And I'm very communicative with that. But like I said, core values, like somebody who's very respectable, is family very important to you? Look at that person. Is family important to them? Okay, cool. You know, what do they do for work? You know, obviously don't like, you know, you can't change anybody for that, but like, you know, is their work, you know, a certain hobby of yours? Like for me, obviously I'm a coach and I do what I do online. And I would like to find somebody that's similar just because, you know, it's a different space, especially on social media. So, it's kind of like somebody has to understand, you know, stuff like that. You know, just learn their different, you know, respect and their boundaries and what do they think about, honestly, and it's huge for me, like what they think about kids and marriage and stuff. Like, don't waste your time if you're actually looking for that. And I get a lot of people, especially nowadays, I feel like it's becoming more of a hot topic, which is awesome. I still want my marriage, but, you know, not getting married and just doing a different thing. That's also freaking dope. Like whatever you want, you can find. I promise you, and you can create that for yourself. I promise you. But yeah, find the core values. Just that way you guys can push each other, relate, and then also, you know, find somebody people that you can look up to and think are dope because that just pushes you to be a better person and it makes everybody happier and better. You know, sometimes you bump heads when different stuff just isn't gonna work out, and it's just sometimes you just. Democrat being friends with the Republic. Like sometimes it's just not, let's just don't, okay, you know, and that's okay. Like there's just not your people. All of my friends I have met so randomly, like just so, me and Carly, shit you guys not, you guys are gonna laugh. Me and Carly met, that's my best friend. If you guys don't know, follow me on Instagram so you can watch our videos of us being stupid at the club. But we met in January. It is September right now, 2022. We met in January. And it just so randomly, like at the gym, and we just started hanging out more. Instant click. My friend Jasmine, instant click when we met. My friend Kaylee, instant click when we met. Me and Kaylee met because she was in my bodybuilding team, and you know, we actually had a falling out, which I'll talk about later in the video because it's some tea that I will spill. We met because, you know, we had a falling out with a different friend. We got closer from that, from losing a friend that we had. So that's just, you know, it's just so random. And I believe that, you know, when it's time for those people to enter your life, they will. And those people enter my life at the most perfect time ever. Other friend groups, you guys know who you are, you know, back in Hugh. So, you know, I love you guys so much. But like I said, guys, it was just so random. I clicked with all of my friends so easily, like conversation. We all share the same interest of spirituality, getting better, going to festivals, EDM music, going out. We all share the same interest. Fitness, I think every single one of us is online fitness coaches, like social media, just in some aspect we have the same interest, and a lot of them, I look up to and I think are really fucking dope. You guys are dope ass people. But like I said, find your vibe. Another thing I want to go bounce off of that is don't try to fill this mold of being somebody just because you need or want friends. Sometimes it just doesn't click, and that is okay. But what we're not gonna do to sacrifice ourselves, not only because you're not being true to these people, but you're not being true to yourself, most importantly. It's just like being fake just so you can, you know, just because you need friends, like surface level, you know, you have to be vulnerable and willing to be friends with these people just as much as you want them to be friends with you. Genuinely. If you don't want that, then I'm sorry, you know, I don't want, you know, unfortunately, you know, some people play people, and that's, you know, like you can't expect people to get mad at that, or like you can't expect people to just take that lightly. I feel like people just nowadays just fuck people over. Again, you know, I'm at a place where it happens to me and I feel my feelings out, and then I accept and get over it, and that's how I kind of let it go. But you just can't do this shit and expect people to, you know, want to be friends with you, or not even if you just don't work with or like somebody, or if they did something to you, but sometimes you just don't click with somebody, and that's okay. But again, don't sacrifice yourself, and always stay true to yourself. At the end of the day, the people that are going to stay with you for the long run are going to be people who don't give a shit. Like, I could say anything, any weird ass, so weird, you guys. I could say anything to my friend group, and Carly and Kaylee, and all of them. I could say anything to every single one of them, and just the weirdest, I can't even think of anything. I couldn't even think of what I'd say. Just like the weirdest out of pocket shit, and they would not be friends with me. Like, that's where you want to be with your friends. It's to a point where like you could do the most. I could shit my pants, I don't know, on their couch. Obviously they would be fucking pissed, but like they're not gonna, like, they're gonna talk to, that's so gross. That's so weird. But like, you want to find the people that are going to be like a ride or die no matter what. And sometimes, you know, when people do stuff to you, or they just need to enter your life and you feel like you've outgrown them, or they've outgrown you, or they cheated on you, you just really can't say, you just really can't do it. Because you shouldn't, because that's not okay. Because that is exactly what I'm talking about, when you just like, just fuck people over and think it's okay to do and just get away with, you know? But like I said, just don't try to sit here and embody a friend group. Find the people, like if you can't find those people, they haven't came to you, and you're in a friend group right now and you're just like, oh, like, you know, I wish I got out more, and you feel like your friends are holding you back, or a boyfriend's holding you back, like, trust me when I say, they're gonna be there and you're gonna find them. Like, they're out there for you. Find that vibe and go to these things. Another thing that I want to contribute to that is that, like, you get out there. Like, you can't sit here, I don't have any friends, I can't make friends. You know, if you don't go to a coffee shop, or if you don't go out, you know, when I go out by myself a lot, you guys, I go out by myself all the time just because I like to just be social and socialize with people, meet new people, see new faces, listen to music, have a good time. If nobody wants to go with me, go to concerts, go to have lunch dates by yourself. I literally this morning went to breakfast by myself at First Watch because I was like, oh, just felt like it, you know. It is, you know, nobody can, I get it, it's Monday, like, and I want to go by yourself. Treat yourself like that. Bounce, you know, contributing. So don't sit here and try to fill a mold for anybody. Stay true to yourself, because those people that are really gonna be that person, that fucker is gonna not care about what you did, or not care about, you know, this silly, goofy, weird parts of you and flaws of you, things in the past of you. They're gonna love those parts. When I, you know, see a new partner in my life, or friend and stuff, I love every part of them with my whole entire heart. Their flaws, they're good, bad, and ugly. That's what you really wanna, you know, give other people too. You can't expect to get that back. You can't expect to get that back in return if you're not giving that as well. So, like I said, the real people will really stay, and don't try to mold into that. Be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. Also, nothing wrong with texting somebody. I remember I DM'd Carly. I slid into Carly's DMs. And I was like, I'm using Carly a lot as an example because she's like one of the most important people in my life, and it happened this year, and we're really close. And I feel like because a lot of people actually talk and comment on our friendship a lot. Like when we're out and stuff, you guys are such a vibe, or just comment on how close we are and stuff, like where did you guys meet, like all this stuff. And I just think it's funny to tell them we literally met like months ago. Hey bitch. No problem in initiating it, especially if you're like, oh, I want to meet new friends. DM that person that you saw in the gym, that you see frequently in the gym. Fucking go out and ask somebody if they, want to go to coffee or to lunch. Slide in those DMs. Moving on to some questions that you guys have asked me about friendships, different advice, and then some juicy tea I'm gonna spill because of the questions. So don't blame it on me, blame it on the questions. Anyway. It's not gonna be bad, it's not gonna be tea like that. I also wanna keep in mind, I don't need names, so if you don't know already what I'm talking about because you didn't answer the question, you don't need to. It is what it is. We need to re-up. Cheers. On my Q&A was intuition says no, heart says yes. I'm very spiritual, so I'm gonna lead with that, and I'm gonna give you the best advice that I'm gonna leave with in my life and what I do. Intuition, girl. I know, love is blind. I don't know what it is that you're going through, but always follow your intuition. Deep down, it's your subconscious trying to tell you, you gotta get out of something, or that this person's not for you. I don't know. Again, I don't know your situation, but intuition, I would say, wins of all times of the heart. I know sometimes it kind of sucks when you have to kind of pick your battles there, but most of the time this comes down to choosing what you want and what's going to make you happy. Really think about that question and really ask yourself truly and honestly. One is dealing with drama at work or school or the gym, with silent resentment / drama that's happened in the past. So this I know what you mean. I know what you're saying, but like if drama that happened in the past, or like silent, just like this girl doesn't like you and she's just being weird. Stuff of that sort really comes down to truly just not, I don't want to say not caring, but obviously too, I'm a huge communicator. So if I feel like somebody has a problem with me, or I feel like there's kind of resentment for no reason, or drama in the office or the gym for no reason, hey, hey, Sally, I was just kind of, trying to see what's up. I kind of feel like this weird vibe between us. If nothing, maybe I'm just tripping. I'm just getting like no worries then. But if it is something, like I want to know what I do wrong so I can correct it, so we can be friends and have a good workspace, I am always big on communicating. So for me, that's not a problem. That's what I would do first. And if there's still resentment towards there, I would just kind of accept with myself, okay, this person, for whatever reason, wants to have an attitude towards me. Ask yourself, did I do anything wrong? With your intuition, with yourself. Are you good? Like, did you do anything wrong to this person? Do they know anything? Like, did anything happen? If the answer is no, and you're good, you're fine.